You're live.
Okay, I'd like to reopen the hearings on the grievance issues. And the meeting minutes. Did you give us those, Deb?
I do not believe I did. I apologize.
I haven't seen them.
Okay,
I know they're on the website. My apologies.
so we just forget about that for the minute?
We can skip over it, and the next time we get together, we can
Okay,
vote on.
maybe months, but
Yeah.
it's okay. Well, we've got two grievances here, and I guess we just, I'll pick, because we did Martell's first last time, I'll pick them first this time. So we have a inspection report from Aaron, Chris, and Tim. Is everybody, yeah, everybody got a copy of that to read. So the first item would be to invite the inspection committee to present their report. So I guess we're all reading. I asked Ron and Deb about the class 4 road. I didn't realize that that was class 4 where their house is, but it is.
Marcia stated that it is. We found that
I'm not
for lack of a
I'm
better
not
term,
personally
hard to,
familiar
it was
with the
in
new
better
house.
shape than Duck Pond Road, I think, so we didn't think it was a class 4, but she said it is, so.
Isn't that class
We
four?
didn't think it was a
That's the
class
one-
4
It's Slate Ledge Road.
It's Slate
Yeah,
Ridge
she
Road.
It's the one we've
That's-
been talking about.
If you go
Yes,
down, like, basically where we parked initially, is that her driveway off to the right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's class 4.
Okay. I'm not certain what a class 4 road is. I'm thinking in my mind that it's in a little bit rougher shape than.
So, not to interrupt, but all that necessarily means is that the road is downgraded to where the town doesn't maintain it. Private landowners can choose to maintain it. I grew up on a class 4 road at the end of Lawrence Road, about quarter-mile section of which my parents paid Lyle Houghton, after he was the road foreman, I can't remember who it was before then, to maintain that, to put, top coating on, grade
Yeah,
it.
she said the town did maintain it. It was in great shape, I guess is.
There are some other weird instances though where the town does maintain certain sections of class 4 roads up to a certain point. I'm not really sure why.
Okay.
So
but
is all of Slate Ledge Road class 4?
no, it's class 3 on the Daniels Farm side up to, there's a sign I want to say that we drove past where
Okay.
that says where it begins.
It's not the cul-de-sac.
There's 2 cul-de-sacs, right? So there's the cul-de-sac at the end where the real rocky bit starts to go downhill,
Yeah.
but isn't there another sort of one before that?
No?
There's another place where there are driveways shooting off to the right. I
Mhm.
thought that was where the class 4 part began.
Yeah, I don't know, that's
Either way,
Can I,
minor concern at this
forgot your
point. I
name.
was just,
Will.
Will,
Kristen's the only one that was on the committee, so that's why I was asking her.
yeah.
So are there any questions from the previous participating members, mine as well, on the inspection report of the Martell property?
I have a question about
Sure.
it, Kristen, or Chris.
Yeah.
And maybe this doesn't affect valuation anyways, but do they have a elevator in their house?
They do, and we talked. We met twice, the 3 of us, alone, and we decided to ask Rico and Mike. About that because we thought that would certainly increase the value, but apparently it doesn't because it's designated as a
handicap type one.
it's a handicap thing. So, but they do have an elevator.
Okay, No, I just thought it would increase the value, but
Yeah, we did
Yep.
too.
Yep.
We did too.
Which you think it would, because it would cost a lot to replace it.
Right.
but-
okay. No, I just
And we also wanted to be sure that the listers knew about it.
Any other questions from the BCA on the committee report on Martell's property?
So Will, you drove over there just to check it out? Is that what you did?
I didn't drive over to the house, no, we drove past down Slate,
Okay.
I drove down the like real bad
Oh, okay.
class 4 section for a different issue.
For
Okay.
Another issue I'm on, snowmobile trails.
This is in your role as a select.
Yeah, that was in,
Road commissioner.
that was in Ron and I's role as selectmen and road commissioners, we went, but we didn't stop to look at the house, we just kept going straight down to the class 4 to look at a washout down
Okay.
there.
If there are no further questions from the BCA, the appellant is not here. Did you all get a copy of, the listers, none of the listers could be here tonight, but they wrote up a little statement. If you all had a chance to read
I mean, I don't have
that.
that. No, if you
That-
could, if you could read that, David, that would be
Okay. Listers' comments to the BCA, August 20th, 25. We would like to review the facts. In 2021, the Martell property was assessed as part of the townwide reappraisal at $360,200. All parcels were reappraised using the 2021 Marshall and Swift data. Because there were no permits issued, their assessment stayed the same for 22, 23, and 24. As part of a statistical appraisal in 2025, the exact same data, square footage, quality, etc., were applied to the 2025 Marshall and Swift data, and the assessment was set at $549,600. This is an increase of 52%. A 14.3% under the townwide average of 66.30%. Okay, I might as well read the whole thing here. The same applies to the Tucker property, except in 2021 and in 2022, the home was not completed, but the assessed value was calculated using the 2021 Marshall and Swift tables. In 2023, now 100% complete, the parcel was valued at $387,300. Again, using the 2021 cost tables, the home remained the same value for 2024, although a shed was added. Again, the same data was applied to the 2025 Marshall and Swift data, and the assessment value was set at $568,700. A correction was made after the grievance hearings, as they were not receiving any depreciation. Thus, the final assessment of $550,700. This was a 42% increase, again, under the townwide average of 66.30%. Those are the facts. In our opinion, both properties were assessed appropriately and consistent with the other 557 homes in Waterford. Thank you for your time. Howard, Mike, and Rico, Waterford listers. Anybody wants to look at that more closely? There it goes. So that's the listers' comments. So does anybody have any preference? We can do our because there's no appellant here and no outside parties, we can do our deliberations on Martell right now if you,
If you're gonna
But-
do that, I need to shut the camera off.
oh, okay.
I had just one
Well,
quick
hang on,
question.
yeah, go ahead, Vernon.
When you checked all the rooms, the number of rooms and all that, it all added right up good to what
Yes.
the lister card was.
It matched
It
the property
did.
card.
It did, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Alright.
Yep.
Ron?
well, no, go ahead, Chris.
No, I just the barn stood out. It just wasn't in the picture of the on the list card, but it's insulated with a wood stove, that doesn't matter, but we asked lots of questions,
Yep.
like, so.
I just noticed something else, I don't know if it's just a typo. The last paragraph on page 1 was, says the assessed value under appeal is 549,000. I think it's 549,600.
It is 6, yep.
And I think it was not that it matters, I think it was 362, 200 too. I
Okay.
believe. That's, I think, what they had on their letter.
Yeah, I think that was
Not
just
that
in
it
the
really
lister's letter,
matters,
I
but-
just heard that as well.
Okay, should we change that?
You can, and then you can give me a new copy and I
Okay.
can put it with
Okay.
the packet.
Yeah, the last sentence in that, of that letter on the back one is 549,600.
Yeah, I saw it, that it
Yeah.
was
It's
correct
just,
on the
it's just
back.
wrong on the front side.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Any questions, thoughts on our deliberations on,
I've heard. So you want me to shut off?
oh, okay.
You're live.
Okay, we're done deliberations on the Martell grievance. I'll entertain a motion to accept the committee's report, which was to deny the appeal and stick with the lister's appraisal of 549,600.
I'll make that motion.
Could I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Kathy moves, Vernon seconds. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Thank Chris for coming. Help us out on that one. Do we wanna stay live, Deb? We're going to the
You want,
Tucker.
yep, the Tucker?
Okay,
Go ahead, Sue. You did.
see, we all have a report from Bernard, Kathy, and
I don't-
Susan.
It was on email, do you actually have
Does
it?
Well,
everyone
no,
have
Deb-
a copy?
Deb just distributed.
She did, okay.
I only found the Martell one.
I only did the Martell one, cause
That's all right.
everybody else had it in their email.
Can I borrow my
Yeah,
signed
here.
copy of that? Yes, right here.
That was the one I think that you emailed me.
Was,
Or do you need to see?
I can pass you my phone if you like.
Yeah, I pretty much memorized the whole thing, but it probably wouldn't hurt to look at it, right?
So we're back, if anybody following our agenda list here, we're back to invite the inspection committee to present its report, and Sue did a great job.
Kathy
We've
and,
got it all in writing.
Kathy and Bernard helped. Our inspection was the week after the Martell inspection on Wednesday evening, August 20th.
13.
13th. Today is August 20th. Last Wednesday, the 13th. And our report is here. I think the important part, we did see more rooms than what were on the property card. So we met with the listers yesterday to ask about the discrepancies that we saw. And they informed us that the total number of rooms and the number of bedrooms do not affect the value of a home.
I'm surprised, but
I was surprised as well. But they did tell us that we counted 2 kitchens and there's only 1 kitchen on the property card. And they explained to us why that came about, and I've described that in the report, that there was another home in Waterford where the people building the home lived in the basement while the house was being constructed. So they had a kitchen in the basement because that's where they were living as the building was going on above them. and that is the situation with the Tucker house. The difference is that the kitchen in the first example was dismantled and the appliances and fixtures moved to the first floor. Once the house was complete, they dismantled the basement kitchen and put it in the real kitchen upstairs. And the difference here is that the kitchen in the basement was not dismantled in this property. So it wasn't counted on the property record card, but it still was intact. The appraised value under appeal is $550,700. The initial appraised value was $568,700, but their initial grievance had a negotiation with the listers, which resulted in a change of the condition of the home from good to average good that resulted in an $18,000 reduction. It was actually a 2% physical depreciation reduction. So the revised value is still under appeal, that $550,700 amount. So Ms. Tucker gave us a bank appraisal from January 9th, 2023 at the time of purchasing the home. She gave us 7 comparables, and she gave us a letter from a realtor stating that the sale price would be lower than the appraised value. But the inspection committee, Kathy, Bernard, and myself, were unable to consider the bank appraisal and the letter from the realtor because every home in Waterford is appraised the same way, using the same system and the same methods. And so that would have been unfair, and we didn't even consider those 2 pieces of evidence. However, we did look at the 7 comparables, and what we saw was that the closest one in age merited some further, we looked into further. But based on the Waterford inspection procedures, older homes tend to be valued lower based on age because the formula subtracts for depreciation. So we looked at the one that was closest in age, 4 years older, built in 2016. The Tucker home was built in 2020. And what we found was that the replacement cost was right on track. In the report, you can see that this was the Hale property on Waterford Hollow Lane, and the replacement cost was $142.26 per square foot for the Hale property and $142.72 for the Tucker property. And the difference, that few cents difference, the largest portion of that seemed to be because the Hale property had a shingle roof, which is a standard roofing material, whereas the Tucker home had a metal roof, which is a little bit of an upgrade over the shingle roof. And that seemed to be the few cents difference for the most part.
And they only had 2 bathrooms versus 3 too.
Yeah, there were a couple of differences, but the homes really were comparable. They were very similar. So these unit costs that I just quoted you were applied to the total square feet of the homes. The Hale home had 1,596 square feet, and the Tucker home had 1,930 square feet. So already you can see that there was a difference, that the Tucker home had more square footage, so the replacement cost was a little bit higher. But what we found when we looked was that the Tucker home had a 2% physical depreciation, while the Hale home had a 6% physical depreciation, just being 4 years older. And so once we saw the numbers and saw how they work, it was clear to us that that's how the Waterford appraisal works. It's replacement cost with adjustment factors minus the cost of depreciation. And we didn't even dig deeper into the other 6 comparables, I mean, other than looking at them, we didn't get the property record cards, we didn't get the itemized property costs for those, because they were 14 to 45 years older. And we could tell that the depreciation was gonna be the difference in those cases.
Questions from the BCA of Jules' excellent report? One that comes to my mind is on the steel roofing, was it standing seam or just regular sheet steel?
I don't know, I couldn't even see it, it's a 3-story house.
Oh, okay. No,
It's standing in a hole.
Yeah.
I'm just curious,
The-
standing seam's a little more work
Yeah, oh yeah.
than having the machine.
I'm not
It
sure.
said MTL-PRE, so I think that's preformed metal.
Like corrugated, kind of.
I don't
Is that the word?
I don't know, but it had a 0.94 unit cost, 94-cent unit cost, that the shingle roof had no cost associated with it because it's the baseline.
Right. Just curious, did you feel that the list, well,
Are we
the list had
deliberating?
reduced it because of depreciation? Did you feel
Is this
that
Are
was?
we
We'll
deliberating?
have to shut the
Deliberating,
camera
because
off.
we can't do it, we have to shut the camera
Are
off.
you
I'm just
just
asking
asking
questions.
questions? Oh, okay. What was your question, sir? Sorry, I
No, I
missed
lost
it. Did we feel that what? About the depreciation?
Something relative to listers.
Senior moment.
It's okay.
Yeah, any other questions?
I was just gonna add, I'm not sure it's, what is the cost of depreciation? Like, what is it different for every, like, is there a specific percentage per year? Like,
No.
that it goes?
No.
Okay,
No, that's in part of the magic of the system.
So what,
Just like my 20-year home was a 17%
so what,
physical.
what they have, if you look at one of these sheets, they have a physical depreciation, like this one here was the 2%. So that means physical. They have a functional, if there's something wrong, crack in a basement, something like that.
So-
Economical, so there's a bunch of different depreciations you can have.
okay, and that's
But
two,
it's nothing that's right down the line by years. It's all to do with how the houses age and were built and stand up, and
so the 2% for one thing,
that was for Tucker's, yeah.
yeah, and that would be in addition to,
And they didn't have any other, their house was beautiful, they had no, functional or economic depreciation at all.
But it sounded like the system bases
Doesn't.
part of its calculation on age. It seemed that it was age-based.
Some of it is.
Some of it
A lot of it
was.
is, yeah.
Even the, the exterior of the home and things like that, with the aging changes the values of stuff.
Because your replacement cost is gonna be different because your house is older versus what.
Or the replacement cost, from what I could tell, pretty consistent, that a 2x4 costs the same amount
Right.
for each home. And what we found when we really dug into it, that yes, the replacement costs were pretty spot on when they were comparable. It seemed to be the difference in age that.
Any other questions of the from
Should
the
we
BCA?
mention
the
anything,
report?
just because I'm sure they're listening about this kitchen a little bit? Should we mention the difference in price if we put the kitchen in and all that, or you're not gonna go down that road?
I wasn't gonna go down that
Okay.
particular road, but
I mean, our thoughts together, I would say, kind of talked about it, and the listers do this all the time. We felt like that they had done a pretty good job. Supposedly they're not using the kitchen. I don't know if that's a proper thing or not. How do we know? But that was one thing that stood out to us. But we decided, all three of us together, to leave it alone and not put that in. But it would make a substantial amount of difference.
Yeah, the question I was gonna ask, and I
Kind
wasn't
of
sure if it was for
figured-
here or
The next
the
one.
deliberative.
Yeah.
we can do it in the deliberative.
Okay.
Cause we did a mock trial run on what that would be.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be deliberative.
So I'm hearing we're going into deliberative sessions?
Sure.
Okay, there's no appellant to address this, and we've already heard the listeners' thoughts on this, so yeah, we can go into deliberations then.
You are live.
Okay, we're coming out of deliberation mode on the Tucker appeal. I'll entertain a motion to accept the committee's report and reject their appeal.
I'll second that.
Well, you make a motion.
What do I say?
You make a motion.
I make a motion to second it?
No.
I make a motion.
Ron,
He already said
Chris made the motion, you,
yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, sorry guys.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, and opposition? No, no opposed, thank you. Deb, back to
Is that 6:01?
this thing about the minutes, I guess there really weren't minutes to that, we were just having a
Are we good to
hearing.
shut-
Yeah, we're still on camera.
Are we good to shut off?
Well, we're,
Meeting adjourned?
no, I was
Okay.
asking you about the 6:30 thing about the minutes, it wasn't a typical BCA meeting,
It was a hearing.
it was a hearing.
It would
So
still
would we even require minutes down the road from,
There will be meetings from this meeting as well, yes.
Yes.
we were,
So the
okay,
next time we get together, we can approve
that was my question.
July
Okay.
30th and today's.
So I guess we are done.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting done.